Good. So let's start with the penis story.
Okay, penis story. This is so fun. So I was, wanting to do this show, and I was buying some props. So I was walking one day in Chicago, and I walked by this, sex shop. So I went in, and I've been looking all over for the biggest penis, and everywhere I go, it wasn't big enough. And they're like, "What the hell do you want? What's wrong with you, man? Get out of our store." So I finally find this penis, and it was like a different colored penis, which is even better because it's funnier. So I buy the penis, and I said, "Could you put it in a bag?" So he puts it in a double bag, because I'm walking. I'm about a mile from my office, right? So I'm walking on the streets of Chicago with a big salami, and it looked like a big salami. No one knew. And I'm walking along, and all of it, in a crowded place, like, in Michigan Avenue, and all of a sudden this bag flies off. And here I am with this huge, huge penis. And I'm like, "Oh my God, run for your life, save the children." I finally get it back. Well, coming out here, this is another thing that happened. This penis has been such a riot. So I'm at the airport, and I got the bag, and the bag is like, 7 pounds overweight. And he says, "So it's $100, right? It's 7 pounds over." I said, "Wait," and there's people behind me going, "Buddy, could you just get it together? Jesus Christ, pack your bag and get out of our way." So I said, "Okay, wait just a moment. I just got to change a couple things around." So I open up the bag, and the first thing I pull out is a big dick, and there's like all these people around waiting to get it. I pull it out. Little people, "Oh my God!" Again, "Save the children! Run for your lives! Save yourself!" That's
but no, the best part is that after taking that out,
what?
It was a 7-pound penis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just took that out and he got.
Yeah, that's how I've been really staying in shape, is lugging this penis around.
It saved him $100.
It saved me $100.
Yeah.
It brings a whole another meaning to being dicked. Huge. Anyway.
Okay, so what advice do you have for us who want to transition out of the corporate world and follow our art?
Yeah. Well, you'll know when the moment is there. I mean, when you just can't bear it anymore, rather than have an aneurysm, or just hate your life, you'll make a move. So now you kind of have an intuition that that's coming. So start preparing now with what you think you might want to do. Start, practicing. If it's whatever it might, a new art, new work, whatever it might be. Save up some money, slim down. What I've realized is there's a lot of stuff that I had that I didn't need. Now I've accumulated stuff again, so I've got to do like a stuff clearing. But I would just really follow that intuition and start preparing. Saving the money, practicing what it is, visualize your plan, and it'll just unfold. Especially with everyday meditation and visualization, things just start showing up. Like, where'd that come from? And it'll be all right.
Sweet. I just want to add to that because so many people don't do their craft. They say, "Oh, I can't even start taking that acting class because I'm afraid of if I like acting so much, then I'll have to quit my job, and then, oh my gosh, what am I going to wear to the Emmys? I have nothing to wear to the Emmys, so I can't take that one acting class." And I love the suggestion of build your craft first, and then once you've established your craft, the opportunities will take you to the next stepping stone. So.
And the other thing I was going to say is come to our theater workshop, because whether you're going to do theater or not, the workshop's not about becoming a thespian necessarily. It's about using these technologies to more deeply see that we don't see about how we're creating what we're getting. We create the good stuff. I did the house, I did the money, I did the kids, but the bad shit, I don't know how any of this stuff happens. It's over there, it's him, it's her, it's that, it's all this other stuff, but I don't know how any of it happened. But we're creating it all. It's our story, and it's all drama, unless it's serious. But if it's drama, it's not so serious. But it's all drama, so anyway, we just lighten up a little bit and just have fun until we die. We go on to whatever, come back, whatever.
Good. So what about on stage? What's the biggest challenge you've faced?
Well, Sean, it's like, just letting our ego go. It's really about egolessness, And it's funny because I'm just sort of naturally a gregarious person. I talk to people, and maybe I just developed that way. I was tall, and people, and just who I am. I just talk to people. But what I realize is, if I'm in a group of people, and I'm not in an ego, and I'm not coming from my ego, I really don't have a lot of shit to say. I really don't have much to say. I can just shut the hell up because everything's coming out of my mouth. Well, I'm doing, and I did this, and blah, 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 and I'm doing, it's like, just shut up. I just got to shut up. So the biggest thing is really just, getting that I am you, you are me, and that I want to be heard, you want to hear, and just, it's funny because it's a little bit of a trick that I use when I'm working with an audience that's maybe not like my people, like you guys. I visualize that there are people, that there's tags on people, and this person over here wants to learn something, and this person over here wants to be entertained, and this person over here has a burning question, and I visualize that, and then that becomes the engine for me to keep me motivated, that, I really got something to say, and I really want to say it, and you want to hear it because you got to hear it, and so those kind of things. But the ego, that'd be the biggest thing.
So, as I understood, the question in the back was about the difference between luck and what was it?
Rationality.
Rationality.
I think it's all random. And we're just reacting to random. Oh my God, the rain is falling. You know what that means? It's a fucked up day, man. My wife left and I'm gonna, ruin my life. Well, she just left, that's all. It's all random and we just bring all this meaning to it. So that's how I answer the question. I don't know if that helps her. Oh God, I'm really fucked up now. That's good, thanks, man.
Brings up more questions. Thank you.
Right, more questions.
So let's see what other questions are out there.
What's next on your journey, do you know?
Good. So let's take that, and what else? Okay, way in the back.
Do you always perform the same show?
Okay.
Good. Hold on, one more. Okay.
This sexual intelligence, how do you call it up?
Okay, great. So let's start with performing the same show, and then we'll talk about what's next.
Yeah, the show is, it's scripted, it is registered, and it's never the same. Little things change, my energy changes. You saw the plug was on. That's the first time that ever happened. But little things change. But I'm working on a new show. So
how
it
long?
kind of doesn't change.
How long have you been doing this show for?
3 years. I've been doing this show 3 years, and I've been doing it mostly for really small groups, and then it started getting bigger groups, and then last year I did it at the Sedona conference for about 150 people, and that was like my breakthrough performance for me. It was really great, and so I've just been doing it a lot more, and it's a great way to start opening people up to a new approach to looking at experiences in our life, and really starting to connect this sexual intelligence, even though it might not look sexual, but anything, if you think of those elements of sexual energy, the creative and the joyousness, then anything creative and joyousness could be considered sexual. So if we're finding joy and creativity in our work or where we live or what people we're around, well, then there's some element of that we can glean and draw from in our sexual energy. And what I found is that learning some of these practices of consciousness and awareness and focus and breath with that sexual energy with an intention, that creative joyousness just flows over into those other areas of life that seem completely unrelated. It becomes like the listening as opposed to the rationalized suffering, the left brain we live in. I hate my job, but what am I going to do? Leave, or, I only got, oh, my wife, I hate her, we've been together for 30 years, what am I going to do? Leave, or change that feeling about it, but, so what I found is that the listening shifts, instead of putting up or creating a suffering, it becomes, there's joy, there's a creative way to shift the experience, the feeling. So that's like the intelligence of that sexual energy. That's kind of, so anyway.
Yeah, so does that answer the question about sexual intelligence?
Sure.
Great. So what's next for you after, after this show? What are you working on, the show that you're...
Well, I'm working on the theater workshop with you.
Yeah.
So that's coming up this weekend. So that's what we're working on there.
And then longer term, Freddie and I have been visioning, I think it's been over a year. We've got these weekly brainstorming calls, and really for us, I think for the Tantra Theater workshop, which we're sort of, he's been doing it in Chicago, and we're piloting it in the West Coast this weekend. But our sense is that we're a little bit ahead of the curve. Like, it's like, you know, we're really onto something. We know this is profound and transformative, and how do we get this out there?
Movies.
So good, theater. Cinema is one way, but acting for a camera is really different than the process of really, you know, sharing breath with your audience. And so the theater itself, the Tantra Theater workshop, is not so much about the end product, which is what we see on the big screen, but all of the journey, you know, getting there. And then, I mean, I would love if you shared, just for the sake of sharing, since we just did a manifestation visualization about, like, the Tantra Theater big top.
Oh,
you know,
right,
yeah.
right. Okay, so yeah, I do have something that I've written up, and it's a reality show. So about 2.5 years ago, my partner and I were part of a 9-episode show called Sexual Healing. It was on Showtime. Some of you may have seen it. Anybody see it? No? Anybody? No? Okay, a couple people. And but it was with Laura Berman, Dr. Laura Berman. She asked us to be on the show. She's now doing a series with Oprah. But she had heard about our work in Chicago and asked us to be on this 9-episode show. In the show, we were working with 24 couples over 9 weeks, and see the clips on the website, TantraNova.com, because they're really transformative. You can see the blend and balance of traditional therapy and this work and how it can shift. But I'm working on this script and this idea called Tantra Nova on the Road, or Tantra on the Road. And the idea is all of us are on a bus, and we go to different parts of the country, and we stop and we set up this big tent, 300-person tent, and we have drum circle, and we do theater, and we do workshops, and we do private work, and there's cathartic process, and there's orgasms, there's breakdown and breakthroughs, and all this stuff, and the cameras are swirling, and it's reality, and people are tuning in, and they're like, wow, man, I didn't know we could do that shit, God, wow, and they're getting turned on, and they can plug that in now to a website where they can become members and continue their own learning and work with teachers and the whole systemic thing anyway, so it's,
It's really fun because he talks about, like, let's take it to middle America. We'll find an empty lot.
Right.
We'll just set it up there and see who comes. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, all I need is about $1 billion.
Good. So that's what's next. What other questions do we have on the floor?
Hey, Sean.
When working with Showtime, did you find that you were handcuffed at all with what you really wanted to show and what got edited?
No, but once they did it.
So did everyone hear the question?
Yes.
Okay, good. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So the handcuffed, not at all, really. There was, I wanted to do some more things, but they didn't want me to play my music or do too much because it was Laura's show. Come on, tone it down. So we did what we did. We worked, but it was pretty real. I mean, they showed what we taught them and them doing the practices, the very intimate sex ritual practices in their bedroom, and they had the night cameras going, and so they could see it was just beautiful. I mean, I thought it was great, what they did, so anyway, but the show didn't get picked up, it shows every now and then, it shows around, and so I don't know how ready everybody is, but I think that a time has come for this idea to happen, and I think we're right on the edge of this wonderful breakthrough, because I really get that, for us to really create a nirvana and a peace on earth, if we don't get our sexual energy, we're not going to do it. If I can't intimately hug anybody, not even have sex with them, just hug them. And everybody and the other just get that it's a hug, and it doesn't mean anything, and it's not a lot of, antagonism or anything, but just that energetic sharing, and that's it. It's like until we can get this love energy as a way of being and get, myself and you, yourself and me, see other children as our own children, we won't make that spiritual quantum leap, that's possible. I mean, we could feed everybody on the planet now. We could. We really could. We couldn't do it 5,000 years ago, but we could do it today. So I really see this work as really creating peace on earth. I mean, that's really the big picture, I don't usually say that. So what's Tantra? Well, peace on earth. I want to fuck, damn it. No.
Oh. Okay, so last call for questions. And then we'll take a couple questions first. Go ahead.
I just want to hear more about Shakti Mama for Lent.
Oh, right, Elsbeth.
Good. Good. What else?
I don't know if you can see me, but
Okay.
I'll just
Thank
speak
you,
out.
yeah.
But have you thought about having people from the audience in conversation with you, like coaching during the show as part of it?
No, I had never thought about that. I will now.
Well,
That's a great idea.
Excellent.